Only 2 of them appeared for doubt clarification session. So nobody has any doubts? Yes, students, you don't have any doubts? Okay. So we shall proceed further, right? So in our last class, we saw what do we mean by subsets, right? So what is a subset, students? Suppose if we are talking about set A and set B, if every element of set A is in my set B also, then we call that A is subset of B, and we denote it like this. A is subset of B. And if A is subset of B, then B will be what B will be called as, students? B will be called as superset of A, right? These things we have already learnt. Now, if A is not a subset of B, means if there is some element in A which is not in B, then what do we say? We say that A is not the subset of B. And how we denote it, students? We denote it like this. A is not subset of B, right? So, subset meaning we know now. Let us see few more examples on subset. Now, if I take the set of rational numbers Q and suppose I take the set of real numbers. Now, since each rational number is a real number, I can say that Q is subset of R. Right, students? Since each rational number is a real number, set of rational number will be subset of real number. Right? Is R subset of Q? Tell me, students. Is R subset of Q? Means is the set of real numbers subset of set of rational numbers? Is R the subset of Q? No, right? Very good. It is not, because in real numbers we have irrational numbers also. We have irrational numbers also which are not in Q. Right? In real numbers we have set of irrational numbers which are not rational. Hence, R is not the subset of Q. It is not the subset of Q. In mathematical world, if you consider popular sets, you can see that set of natural numbers is subset of integers. Set of natural numbers is subset of integers. This subset is in turn, it is a subset of rational numbers. This integers, it is in turn subset of rational numbers. This rational numbers, it is in turn subset of real numbers. Right, students? Still it is not clear? Just check. Just check, students. Okay. Now, natural numbers is subset of integers. Integers is subset of rational numbers. Rational number is subset of real numbers. Now, I hope the concept of subsets is clear, students. Right? We will move to the next part. And that is singleton set. What do we mean by singleton set? If in a set we have single element, then such a set will be called as singleton set. Right? Suppose if in a set A we have only one element, let us call it as small a, then such a set will be called as singleton set. Let me give one more example. Now tell me whether it is singleton set or not. A is equals to x such that x minus 1, x minus 2 is equals to 0 and x belongs to R. See, I have given you the set A which contains all values of x such that x will satisfy the equation x minus 1 into x minus 2 is equals to 0, where x is a real number. Now tell me, students, is this set singleton or no? Is the set singleton? No, right? It is not singleton set, students, because in a singleton set we have only single element. Now, of course this set is in set builder form. Now let us write it in roster form. if we write it in roster form, you can check it. This set A contains two elements, that is 1 and 2, right? This set A contains two elements, and elements are 1 and 2. So this set contains two elements. Hence you can conclude that it is not a singleton set. It is not a singleton set, because in a singleton set we have only one element. Right, students? Let us take one more example. Suppose if I give you b is equals to x such that x belongs to natural numbers and x square is equals to 4. X belongs to natural numbers and x square is equals to 4. Now tell me whether this set is singleton set or no. Is it a singleton set? Good, very good. It is singleton. Why, students? Because if I solve this equation, suppose if you consider this equation x square is equals to 4, if you take square roots on both sides, you will get x is equals to plus or minus 2. But this minus 2 you will not consider. Why? Because minus 2 is not a natural number, right? So what is the only left option? You have 2. So my set B will contain only one element, that is plus 2. Since it is containing only one element, my set B will be singleton set. Right, students? I hope this concept is very easy. Singleton set. Once again, let me repeat. What is singleton set? A set containing single element is nothing but singleton set. Is that clear to everyone? Is it clear? Okay. Now, next, before starting with the next definition, let us see some important note here. Let us see some important note. Very, very important, students. This note you will be using in your higher standards as well. PU1, PU2, as well as in higher degree classes. Okay? So this is very important note. Please be careful. Now, if I have a set A which has m elements. Suppose I have set A which has m elements, then of course this set A will have subsets, right? Collection of all those subsets of A. Total number of subsets of A. How many total subsets you will be having for A? Total number of subsets of A is equals to. Observe here, students. If I have a set A which has m elements, which contains m elements, of course there will be subsets for this set A, right? Yes, there will be subsets. And how many subsets this set will be having, we can find it. If you have only two elements in a set, you can easily tell that how many subsets you will be having by recognizing those subsets, right? But if we have a set which has large number of elements, then it is quite difficult to you all to tell how many subsets are possible for that set. So there comes the use of this note here, students. If you have a set which has m elements, suppose it has m elements, then always total number of subsets of that set will be equal to 2 to the power m. 2 to the power m. Please remember this formula. If you have a set A which has m elements, you can easily tell how many subsets it can have by this formula. How many it will have, students? It will have 2 to the power m. So total number of subsets of that set will be 2 raised to total number of elements. 2 to the power number of elements. Now tell me, if set, now here this set A has 3 elements, 1, 2 and 3. Now tell me what is the total number of subsets of this set A by using that formula? What is the total number of subsets of this set A? This set A has 3 elements, 1, 2 and 3. What is the total number of subsets of set A? Very good. We have 3 elements, right? So total number of subsets of this set A will be 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3 is 8. Very good. So this set A will have total number of 8 subsets. Right, students? Please remember this note, it is very, very important. I'll repeat it again. If we have a set A which has m elements, then total number of subsets of that set A will be equal to 2 to the power m. Okay? Now, if you have understood this note, let us proceed to the next definition. Very, very easy. What is power set? What is this power set? Okay. What is this power set, students? Collection of all subsets of a set. Collection of all subsets of a particular set. Subsets, collect what is power set, students? It is collection of all subsets of a set. Now suppose if I have A is equals to 1, 2. Suppose this is my set A which is equals to, which contains 2 elements. Right? If it contains 2 elements, collection of all the subsets of this set A will be nothing but power set. First of all, tell me how many subsets are possible for this set A? How many subsets are possible for this set A, students? Can someone tell me? Wrong. It's the wrong answer. Why 2? See, this set A contains 2 elements, right? It contains 2 elements. So now only I told you the note, right? What is the note? If it contains m elements, then total number of subsets of that set will be equal to 2 raised to m. Now here this set contains 2 elements. So total number of subsets will be what? 2 to the power 2. That is nothing but 4. So this set A will contain 4 subsets. Let us see what are those subsets. First subset will be always empty set. As I told you, empty set is a subset of every set. Right, students? Since empty set is a subset of every set, my first subset of this set A will be empty set. Second subset, take the singleton set, means only one element you take. 1. This is one singleton set and another one singleton set is 2. Right? These are 3 subsets. One more subset will be the set itself. The set itself will be the last set. As we told that every set is a subset of itself. See, I am using those things which we have learnt as property, students. First thing which I used, empty set is a subset of every set. Right? So this is my empty set, is my first subset. Second one, you are going to take singleton set with the first element 1 and second element 2. Next, last, again which property I use, students? Every set is a subset of itself. So this set itself will be the subset. So how many subsets are there now? We have 4 subsets. What is this power set? Power set is usually denoted by, P of A. Now if I am speaking of power set of set A, then I have to write it as P of A. What is power set? It is nothing but collection of all subsets of the set A. Right? Let us write those all collections now. First subset is what? Empty set. So that is my first subset, comma. Second subset is 1, comma. Third subset is 2, singleton 2, comma. Last is the set itself. So these 4 are my subsets, right? Collection of all these 4 subsets is nothing but power set. Collection of all these 4 subsets is nothing but power set. So I hope the definition of power set is clear, students. What is definition of power set? Collection of all subsets of a particular set is nothing but power set. Right? Next, let us proceed to the next set, and that is nothing but universal set. So what is this universal set? Universal set, a set containing all the elements of a problem under consideration. See, for example, suppose I will consider set of natural numbers. Also let us consider set of integers. Let us consider set of rational numbers. I will also consider set of real numbers. Now, if we are speaking with respect to this problem of consideration means what? We are speaking about which problem here? We are speaking about the problem of numbers. A set which contains all the sets means, now here, which is the largest set here? This set of real numbers will contain all these possible sets, right? It contains all these possible elements. So this set here, real numbers, is nothing but universal set. It is just an example. So which a set which contains all the elements which are there in the problem of under consideration, which is nothing but universal set. Suppose if I am speaking with respect to cricketers, suppose I speak of Indian cricketers as well as Australia cricketers. So here, the what will be universal set, students? Universal set will be cricketers of the world. So that will be universal set. So in universal set, what you will be doing is, you will be just considering the set of all elements which are in the problem under consideration. You will get to know if you see the examples. Basically, students, it is in any problem, all possible solutions will come under universal set, right? So you will study how to represent this universal set when we study Venn diagrams. Okay, you will get more clear about this concept when you will see examples. Okay, now shall we proceed to the next part? Now, next concept is very important. See, we are going to study about intervals now. First one is open interval. Open interval. Second is closed interval. Third one is semi-closed, semi-open interval. Fourth is semi-open, semi-closed interval. So we are going to study these 4 intervals now. So what are these intervals, students? These intervals we will study when we are learning about number line. We know what is a number line, right? So what is a number line? We have like this: 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, -1, -2, -3 and so on. So here it tends to minus infinity, here this tends to plus infinity. We will see in exercises where while solving, we will see universal set examples, okay? Okay. Now here, while learning this, here comes the usage of interval, students. Let us see how it comes. Now what is open interval? Open interval, it is denoted by, you can observe here, it is open interval a comma b. Open interval a comma b. It is defined as, it contains all those elements x such that x belongs to R, means x is a real number, and a is less than x, less than b. So that is, x value will lie between a and b. See, on the number line, if this is a and this is b, open interval means it will include all these values in between, but it will exclude the end points. It will exclude the end points. So only I have made the hole blank here. There is a blank hole, right? So there will be a blank hole, means it will include, open interval means it will include all the values, all the real numbers between a and b, but it will not include the end points. It will not include the end points. Here you can observe, open interval a comma b will include all values of x, where x is a real number and x should be greater than a but less than b. Strictly less than b and strictly greater than a. Means what? It is not including the end points. Similarly, closed interval, how it is defined? It is denoted like this: closed interval a comma b, x such that x belongs to R, means x is a real number, and a is less than or equal to x, less than or equal to b. Means what? It will include all the real numbers between a and b, and it will include endpoints a and b also. It will include endpoints a and b also. How will denote it like this? Suppose this is my a and this is b. It will include these endpoints a and b. Right, students? Now semi-closed, semi-open means what? Semi-closed, semi-open. That is nothing but x, such that x belongs to real numbers. A is less than or equal to x, less than b. See, a is included but b is excluded. A is included but b is excluded. You will not include b. Similarly, semi-open, semi-closed means first semi-open, semi-closed. X such that x is a real number. You will not include a, but you will include b. So here, this is a, this is b. You are including b, but you are excluding a. I hope these four things are clear, students. Intervals. Open interval, you will denote like this. You will not include the endpoints. In closed interval, you will include the endpoints. And this is semi-closed, semi-open. This is semi-open, semi-closed. Did you understand these four intervals, students? Please do the examples of exercise 1.3. I'll give you 10 minutes. Please do them. Okay? So your time starts now. Examples were easy, right? Make correct statements by filling in the symbols, subset or not a subset, in the blank space. Right? So the first one, 2, 3, 4, blank space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is it a subset or not a subset, students? Which sign you will use? Whether this or not a subset sign? Is it a subset? Yes, of course it is a subset, right? Because elements in this set are in this set also. So it is a subset. Right, students? It is a subset. Second one, what about second one? Is it a subset? A, B, C, B, C, D. A, B, C, B, C, D. Is it a subset, students? No, very good. It is not a subset, because here in this set we have A, element A, but this element A is not in this set. So it is not a subset. What about third one? X such that X is student of class 11th of your school, and X such that X is student of your school. Is it a subset, students? Yes, of course, right? If he is a student of PU1 of your school, then of course he will be a student of your school. Right? So it is a subset. Very good. Fourth one, X such that X is a circle in the plane, and X is circle in the same plane with radius 1 unit. See, students, what about fourth one?